All right. So what I'm going to do here is I want to talk a little bit um, about getting out of your box. Okay. We spend too much time stuck in a box of our own beliefs, and what we need to do is think outside the box, right? Uh, so we've got to go beyond our own thinking and get out of where we're stuck. And the problem that we come into on eBay is when you've never run a business before, you don't have an understanding of how to manage a business, how to sell things. You've never done anything with retail. Then the only thought process you're left with then is your own consumer mentality, right? And unfortunately, this is that consumer mentality. This is how we search. We fit within this box. We think about what's in this box, and that's what we do. And so we only look for cheap items, or we do our research to find only the cheapest items, or maybe we don't shop online. All of these different things, that's our box. Well, in order to become a successful professional online, a successful professional with our business, we've got to break out of that box. We have to become more than what we are currently thinking. We have to be like this gal here and say, okay, I'm getting away from my own paradigms. I'm going to expand my thought processes. I'm going to go beyond my own ideas and think outside the box. So when we come to eBay, this discussion I want to have here today is really going to be focused on that idea of pricing and whether or not we have to compete on price. Okay. Now, to do this, we're looking at my listings. I have 124 active items right now on eBay. I've added a few lately. I was down below 100 not long ago. But we're going to look at some of these listings and show you some examples. So if we go to my sold listings, so here we can see some of the items I've sold. So this one right here is a great example. I sold some sticks. These are I mean, literally pieces of juniper that I broke off a dead juniper tree, and I sell to people as fake branches and deadfall trees for their model train dioramas and layouts and stuff. And so I've been selling this kind of stuff for a couple of years. Well, 2018, it's been probably 4 years since I started selling this stuff, and I sell a lot of it now. So if we go back and look at this one, you can see right now I'm asking $9. I've got free shipping. $9 for this. And if we come down and look at my description, which for some reason they are shrinking. That's weird. Why in the world would they do that? That is really, I've never seen it like this before. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Let me see if I can refresh and see if that expands. There we go. Nope. What the heck, eBay? All right. This is what I'm selling. 1 ounce of broken sticks. Here you can see some of my other sagebrush stuff. So for 1 ounce, I sell it for $9 right now. Or I'll accept offers, you know, if they're enough to make me happy. Well, if we come and look at the 14 that I've sold, this can give you a little example of history. Oh, and it shows some that I accepted, but it doesn't tell you the price. So what I'm going to say is simply these prices were lower. I used to have this listed at $6 or $7. And I just decided, you know what? I'll bet I can increase that price and still sell. And sure enough, I recently increased the price, and I'm still selling just as often. I mean, it doesn't sell all that often. In fact, some of my other sagebrush pieces sell a lot more often than that one. Here's another good example. I'm going to have to look at, I'll pull it up on my side over here where we can actually see the pricing difference. So, all right, so here, let's go in and look at this. So this one recently sold, and I've got it listed at $23.99 right now. And if we look at the ones I've sold, you can see here that I accepted as low as $18. I accepted $20, and yet I was able to sell one for $24 here. Okay? So that's one simple example of, hey, yes, you can sell for more. I've done this over and over with my items. Here's another good example of one where I've sold several. This one was this is a cactus. I can go out and harvest where they're destroying them. They're bulldozing and building homes, and I go out and grab the cactus, pull it out of the ground, and sell it on eBay before they bulldoze it. Well, I had sold several of these between 6 to 10 inches, you know, a pretty good size, just one cactus barrel, for $19.97, almost $20. And then I had somebody ask, well, do you have some that are smaller, 2 or 3 inches? And I thought, well, gosh, I didn't think anybody would be interested in those small ones. Sure. And so I created a listing for the small ones for $12. Okay. And I've sold several of those, 6 here that you can see, and everywhere from you know, the $10 to $12 for those smaller ones. So it's not always about price, and sometimes you'll see prices in greater variance and greater differences. I'm trying to find one here to see if maybe this one. I think I've changed not too long ago. This one I've been selling for a long time and sold quite a few of these. So yeah, this is a pretty decent example where I used to have this listed at, I think I had it at around $12, $13 or so. No, I had it lower. So I've sold this for, I think I had it around 8 or 9, you know, and accepted $7.50, accepted $8, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to raise the price, and sure enough, I raised the price, and I still sell them at higher prices. Okay, and I've got several listings of those with different quantities. And as we go, see, there's another one there. So I've proven to myself, and as I'm showing you here, to many of my students, here's another great example of the sagebrush that I sell, now listed at $10.37. But I've sold that for as little as, well, with shipping, $2 plus shipping there. But even with free shipping, $7, $7.37. I sold it like that for quite a while, and then thought, well, I'm just going to raise the price and see what happens. And I raised the price, and sure enough, sold one. They're still selling at $3 more, and they're selling just as often, if not more often. Okay, so you've got to break out of your box, break out of that that idea that you have, that paradigm that you have to compete on price. You do not have to compete on price. Now, if we go out and look for some examples, let's look for a hand truck, for example. This is one that I was looking at recently as an example. And we can narrow it down. We've got 6,900, 7,000 results for hand truck. What about folding hand truck? So we narrow it down a little more specific. We got 1,600 of those. And if we come down here and say, only show me those that are in the U.S., we've still got 1,600. And if we look at sold listings, we can see 354 that have sold. And as we start looking through this, we'll see some pretty good examples. Now, these are not the exact same thing, but very, very similar. This one that's rated for 150 pounds sold for $35.92. This one rated for 170 pounds sold for less, $24.89. Well, I think it's very likely we could sell that one for $35 instead of $25. or 36. Okay. Uh, and as we go down looking, and you can do this on your own with any item, and scroll through and just look at the sold items, you're going to see all kinds. The prices are all over the board. Okay, they do sell for higher prices as well as the lower. So again, similar items right here. One sold for $45, one sold for $27. Now, part of it might be branding, but a lot of times a big part of it is the keywords. So in here we've got portable, folding, aluminum, hand truck, dolly, heavy duty, 170 pounds capacity, trolley. Here we've got Magna Cart personal, which might be Magna Cart might be like the brand. Personal capacity, 150 pound capacity, aluminum folding hand truck. Aluminum folding hand truck. So they are using some of the same keywords, black, red, similar keywords, and yet they sold for $45 instead of $27. So here we have one at 29, 29, 26, 45, right? And that looks like the exact same thing as this one right here. The same design, the same wheels, different pictures, but somebody sold it for $26.98. And so if you go on here and you see, oh, somebody's selling that for $27, there's no way I can list it for $45. Why not? Why not, right? Other people are doing it. $45.90, $34, same exact thing. I mean, look at that thing. It's the same item, okay? Different keywords. And so find the ones that are selling for higher keyword or for higher value. Use keywords that are similar to what they're doing and list the item. Or find other keywords. The other thing that you can do is go out here and change this sort to price highest first. And we can see the highest priced items first. And what are some of the keywords that they use in here? Because again, it's more about keywords and volume. That's the other big thing to keep in mind is the volume of items you put up, because many of them are going to sit there for months before they sell. And if you only put 10 or 20 items up, or even 50 to 100 items, and then you stop and you watch and you say, well, I'm not going to do any more because I just don't see enough happening. Well, you don't see enough happening at that stage because you're not in business yet. That's the bottom line. If you're only listing 50 to 100 items or less, you haven't even started business yet. We've got to build it like a business. We've got to get it to the point where we have several hundred items up there at least. And I'm telling you, all of my students who do that and have 200 or 300 items up, they're seeing sales every week with this exact strategy. Okay? So look at those that sell at the higher prices. See, here's another one that looks very, very similar to some of the others that we're seeing sell at the lower prices, and it's selling for a higher price. Now that is a little higher capacity item, but still, we could go out and find. You look at all these different designs and products. You could go out and find these same products out there and find them on other retail sites and list them on eBay with your increase and sell them. Don't get caught up thinking about the price. It doesn't matter what the price is for most of others that are selling on eBay. You list it at what you need to list it at. You do the very best you can with your keywords and your titles. Build out a good long title and list them. And then just keep listing and get a lot up there. Every minute you spend worrying about not being able to sell because of price is preventing you from being successful. Okay, and that thought process is a lie. It's not true. It's don't get stuck thinking that you cannot sell for higher prices. Don't believe that. It's a lie. You can, you will succeed, but you have to have that as your focus, and it has to be just bam, bam, bam. Working as hard as you can, as fast as you can, listing as many items as you can. Don't worry about how many people are looking. Don't worry about how many watchers you have. Don't worry about the pricing. Just get the items out there, and I promise you, if you'll do that, and you get to where you have 200 or more items, you're going to start seeing sales happen, and you're going to be profitable with it.